What's up, everybody? This is Jose from Sun Life.
And Katie.
Welcome to Grove City, Florida. This is a tiny coastal community that suffered massive damages from Hurricane Ian, as you can see and you're about to see on this video. Despite the fact this isn't mainstream, you're not going to see this on any newspaper because it's a small little town, insignificant. This area really suffered a lot, and again, some of the things you're going to see here are kind of shocking, but this is the real deal that we're living with in Florida, in small towns, out of the way places that you probably never even heard of. Mostly on the news, they're going to show you the places that people in other states and tourism are looking towards, but we're going to show you guys what the real people of Florida are dealing with. And like I said, some of these places took a hit unlike anything you've ever seen. I feel like as a Floridian, really disgusted of what's being portrayed of what happened versus the reality, because the real people of Florida, these small towns and places like this, they're not going to get the coverage they deserve to get. No, they're not going to even probably, it just seems like there's definitely playing favorites of tourism and not really showing what the real people of Florida are going through. But let me just tell you, there's entire towns in Florida, little places that you won't see on the news like this, that are never going to be the same. And again, since they're not, like, even if you're from Florida, you probably have never heard of this place, but there's real people here and they're living in a real situation, and I want to bring you guys to understand what's going on here. This is a level of devastation that I've never seen before in Florida. This kind of reminds me of the Kentucky tornadoes we covered. You see the yellow sticker on the window? That's the people that live there know that the county came by and they decided
You can't live there.
You can't live there. It's uninhabitable. Very nice of them to do that. This marina here, I'm pretty sure, had all its walls in place. It's kind of hard to even pick where to go because there's desolation and destruction in all directions here, so it's hard to even understand where we're gonna go. But just know that these are real people, real towns. They may not be the ones on the news. You won't see these little towns on the news because they're just not that important to them. But I feel like, at least on my channel, these little places deserve the opportunity to be seen and heard, and for people to understand what's going on. It's like everybody's so wound up with Naples and Fort Myers because they're bigger places and they got more coverage in Fort Myers Beach, but most of that stuff stuff like this in Florida too.
Yeah.
Protected by AR. That's kind of scary. And it's just wondering, like, would somebody really, either way, I think it's a little bit too much. I know different people have different personalities and different statements that they might want to make at certain points in their life, but I just think it's a little bit too much. Personally, everybody's got their own thing going on. I personally think it's a little bit much, though. Is that Post Malone? Dang, man, it's just your heart just goes out to these people, what they're going through here. And like, let's say if you bought a mobile home cash, like, insurance companies won't cover these mobile homes. That's why you can't, banks won't finance them, insurance companies won't cover them. So these are people that they're liable to themselves. There's no insurance they can go follow up with. There's really nothing they can do as far as insurance, because again, most insurance companies won't touch mobile homes, so these people here, they're all going to have to figure it out themselves. And a lot of them won't be able to rebuild, so they're in effect homeless if it's the only place they have to live. So
some will be able to afford it,
some
and
won't.
some won't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need disconnect it from that because I gotta see the map clearly. There's not even enough phone. There's no phone signal here.
Mhm.
Unbelievable. Forget it. There's no phone signal. There's not even phone signal here, guys. Just so you understand what's going on.
And it's starting to get late too.
Like, yeah, it's starting to get late. It's not late yet, but there's not even phone signal. None. Not even to make a phone call. So imagine if you're here, you probably haven't been able to call your family and know if you're okay.
Yeah.
And this is what, a week later?
Yeah.
A week later. Does that road have a way out? Maybe or no?
No, it's dead end.
They're all dead end.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. But this doesn't get the coverage. This won't get the coverage. You know? This will not get the news coverage. Because it's a small little town and it's insignificant. I went to downtown Fort Myers. There was 200 people with cameras in downtown Fort Myers. There's more people with cameras in downtown Fort Myers than news coverage from all over the country. There was more news coverage in downtown Fort Myers than there were homeless people. They had more news reporters than homeless people in downtown Fort Myers. And I'm sitting there like, okay. More news reporters than homeless people in downtown Fort Myers. From all over the country. I talked to them. This guy's from Washington, D.C. This guy's from Seattle. This guy's from here, from there. New York, this, that. Atlanta, this, that. And then you're like, okay. So you got all these news reporters from all these different places here. But nobody covers where the real destruction's at. Places like this is completely destroyed. But it's not really. Anyways, if you're watching all my videos, it's kind of redundant to hear me keep saying this, but go figure. Go upstairs, a place not even the locals know about. We did one video here, didn't we?
Yeah.
We did one video in this town, though. It didn't get a lot of views, but we did it. Let's drive right through here and get to Englewood. But imagine that's what people have been telling me. Like, I got family and I haven't been able to talk to them because there's no phone signal. So if anybody's here and they're stuck here, they're not leaving here for some reason or other, then definitely I could see how their family hasn't been able to reach them. There's no phone signal.
Yeah.
This is just south of Sarasota and Englewood. New buildings survived like nothing. New buildings. That's the thing about Florida, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you buy into property in Florida, commercial or residential, it has to be a new building up to the new building codes, man. And it's gonna suck for all the historic little towns like this, where everything's kind of older. But if you want to be in Florida, you're gonna have to get with the times, man. You know, you're gonna have to get with the times here with Florida. I know we have a lot of historic little towns and stuff, but there's a reason why there's nothing in Florida before 1960. There weren't that many people down here to begin with, between the hurricanes and the heat, humidity, all the other factors that are down here. It's just a place that doesn't lend itself well to habitation. Oldest city in Florida was Everglades City, St. Augustine over there. And there's not even that many old structures in that town. And that's the oldest city in Florida. Because it's just, Florida doesn't lend itself to good of that. See if there's enough. Wait, soon it'll pull up a map again.
Not dead in the water.
Okay. So we just have to figure out where we're at.
Yeah.
Does it at least show you what general area you're in?
Yeah, it does. We're heading toward.
Inglewood, right?
Yeah.
But that's what time it is in Florida. New buildings, new building codes. You gotta build up to that. Anything below that, it's just not good. I just don't want to start recording into the Inglewood and label it one thing, you know? Let me see if I can at least get an idea where we're at. Okay, we're almost to Inglewood, so we'll wrap it up here. Alright guys, there it is. That's Grove City. Complete utter destruction.